how special is Jokic? I mean, I think I was having a conversation with Alex, and Alex thinks he's a top 20 player of all time, like our cousin Alex.
Yeah. Um. Shit. I mean, he's good enough to bring a team to the first seed. So as Nuggets. So,
I think it's too early to right now rank him like all
yeah.
time among all time greats. I just want to like enjoy it. I think as fans, oftentimes and now we do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe 5, 10 years from now we could have that conversation and revisit it, but I don't know, especially at centers. I mean, he's the most versatile center. The only thing is, every time period in the NBA is different.
Yeah.
So, like, he's allowed to bring up the ball. Not that he's the first center to have the capability of bringing up the ball and get 10 assists. But you got to remember, Shaq and Tim Duncan and all those guys were not allowed to bring up the ball. I don't think those old school coaches would have allowed it. Do you imagine Shaq dribbling up the ball as a point center and Phil just being cool with it? No, Phil would sit his butt down.
It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Get your ass back here.
That's what he would do. So that's the thing. I don't know. Like, he's allowed to.
Mm-hmm.
Jokic is allowed to bring the ball up as opposed to the other traditional bigs. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I think Dwight Howard had great ball handling. Up there in Taiwan. So if you're allowed to bring up the ball, I think that's what gives him the advantage. His coach says, "Here, you can bring up the ball."
Yeah.
I don't think that doesn't mean he's better than. We don't know if Bill Walton could have dribbled off the ball. We don't know if Kareem could have dribbled off the ball and made assists because that wasn't their role. So I think we have to sometimes be careful too with the assists because assists are very overrated sometimes. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Like, everybody gets their teammates open. Doesn't mean it doesn't have to be an assist. I mean, I don't know. Ben Simmons was getting assists.
I was gonna say shout out to Ben Simmons.
Yeah, Ben Simmons was getting assists,
MVP.
but at Draymond, but you could get assists off a screen and dump offs. You know what I mean? There's your assist right there. You could get like 7 assists just off of dump offs and your guard shooting off it. I mean, I'm a guy that plays that. Again, nothing on a professional level, but I'm a guy that plays basketball and is actually a guy that sets up his teammates. And I could tell you, getting assists is the easiest thing to do in basketball because not every assist has to be a flash. You don't have to have a threat of scoring to set up your guy. You just have to have enough sense of how to set up your guys.
Nah, Ben Simmons is the next LeBron and Kobe. I don't know what you're talking about.
He's the smartest guy ever, man. Like
Yeah.
like like you told JJ Redick, he's the smartest IQ guy out there.
Yeah.
His high percentage of his assists was number one in percentage of threes when he assisted on the ball.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing something right.
Oh man.
I mean, though that is a joke. I mean, you got to really look at the game. I mean, you could get the casual fare with that, but you could get assists. You could go set a screen, and then which was Ben was doing. I'm not saying Ben wasn't a great passer. I'm not saying that, but
Yeah.
Ben could go, give him a little shoulder, extend the arm out, dump off the ball, and then get the assist right there.
Yeah. So my there was one thing in the playoffs about Ben Simmons that's funny was when he told the Nets team was like, all right, if we're gonna win, if y'all win a game, I'll come back. But if y'all don't, we'll figure something out. As soon as the Nets were down like 3-0, Ben Simmons was like, my back, I can't. And it was like, wait, you say you're gonna come back? What? It's like, yeah, I can't do it.
No, Ben was not. Yeah, Ben wasn't about that life. But I want to get to Jimmy Butler. All right. Is Jimmy Butler to you overrated?
I don't think he's overrated. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think he's overrated. I
I
mean,
Yeah, I mean, I think he is. I think he's he's still a good player. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I think he has a very high IQ. I think he works hard and stuff like that. But sometimes I think he manipulates the media too much. Like I don't know. I be hearing stuff out of Miami that sometimes, like I'm like, oh, I feel like Jimmy leaked it out. Like I remember when he first went there. Like it started with when he was with Minnesota actually, and he was in
That
practice stage.
took your girl type situation. That
Yeah,
was
like the rate. I feel like because he had a certain relationship with Rachel Nichols, one of the ESPN reporters at the
yeah.
time. I feel like he was like, "There's a fight about to happen." So the Rachel Nichols just happened to be there, and then this fight happened to go out, and he beat
Yeah.
the third. He was on the third team, and he beat the first unit. I was
One
like, yeah.
one thing I'm well, one thing I'm hearing that is like have you heard about the Michael Jordan theory?
"Oh yeah, but yeah, yeah."
Yeah, it's like I feel like he knows about it. He's like, let it happen. It's like okay,
Because it's overrated. Like because of that he knows how to sell himself. I will give him that he knows how to sell himself,
yeah,
and I think they have this thing with playoff Jimmy and stuff like that, which I have a problem with players taking off in the regular season and then stepping over the playoffs to me. But that's a whole another issue.
I mean, I wouldn't say so much with Jimmy, but that happens a lot in general,
Yeah,
where
it does.
a
It does.
player would just shoot threes out of nowhere in the regular season, and then in the playoffs, they average like 5 points a game, and then they're like, and then that's it.
No, but that's pretty much. I mean, with Jimmy, see the thing with Jimmy was a limited player. So the problem with Jimmy is that he did not know how to what is it? He doesn't have he has a limited game in his offensive, as they say, bag or the skill
Yeah.
set. He doesn't shoot the three consistent enough, which is a limited thing. So when you put a versatile power forward, which is now Aaron Gordon, he can't do the whole pump fake. I'm just going to overpower you and go 12 times to the free throw line. Can't do that anymore. So now Jimmy's getting, I believe Jimmy, just like with the Lakers in 2020, is getting exposed. And I think when the Bucks swept them, I think that's when Giannis was on Jimmy. If you have a versatile power forward that could defend on Jimmy Butler, Jimmy is not doing anything except scoring maybe 15, 20 points a game. He's going to look for assists, but Denver has that locked out. So that's why I think Jimmy is slightly overrated. Where do I have him? I probably have him maybe in the top 25, but I've said this year I had Mikal Bridges over Jimmy Butler.
Kai Bridges.
Yeah, Mikal Bridges over Jimmy Butler. I had him over Jimmy Butler. But at the time, he was playing better than Jimmy Butler in
Yeah.
Brooklyn. I think he has more to his game than Jimmy Butler.
Well, well do you think though that the Heat would make it this far though without Jimmy or
I think they don't make it this far without. I would give him this. He has patience with his team to the point he allows them to develop,
yeah.
which is a great skill, which a lot of players don't have. So I think that's his best attribute. With anybody that's on the basketball court, if somebody allows you to develop in game and get your confidence, that's a very valuable player.
Yeah.
So I would give Jimmy that. Yeah, I do think Jimmy deserves a lot of credit, but I also do believe that it's the culture, it's the coaching system. I also believe Eric Spoelstra um, is the best basketball coach out there.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of the reason. Is a big part of the reason as well. The
That's
way they
true.
draft their players, the system, and then the LA Fitness guys can flourish and do a million screens, run to the basket, and then on defense just foul you because the playoffs they let you get more physical, and I think that's also been in the Heat's advantage as well. So
Yeah. Oh man. LA Fitness. Well, that LA Fitness training pay off. So I mean,
I want to see something because I want to see how much Jimmy Butler. What's the field goal percentage against Aaron Gordon?
probably let's say maybe a little bit higher, but I'm not sure.
No, they give me all time here. I'm like, I'm not looking for all time. It doesn't say here, man. I saw the stat the other day, but I'll look at it when I'm done. But it's not. It's a very low percentage. I think one of the games the other day, he was like, I think the last game was like 1 for 7, 1 for 8 against him. So I mean, that's it. Who you think? You think the Heat are going to come back?
Uh, maybe it'll happen again. You know, maybe the Heat will make a 3-1 comeback. Is their next game is not at home, right? It's at Denver. So I don't know. They won one game against Denver at away, so maybe it's a possibility. Jimmy Butler will, you know, will go off and I don't know, drop fucking 50 points. I don't know. Uh,
Uh, I think they're done. I think they could beat them at home.
yeah,
I think Miami could beat them one more game, but the energy that it's going to take for them to win that game, they can't. Even I think Denver is going to definitely win them in Game 6, even if it's here in Miami.
yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Miami is not capable of beating this team twice. I'm telling you that right now. They're not capable of beating this team.
All it
They're
has,
too well prepared, too well coached. They're not.
someone just a reporter just have to say, oh, you know, someone says your feelings are hurt to Jimmy, and maybe Jimmy will go off. Maybe
It don't matter because it's Aaron Gordon. Aaron
yeah,
Gordon is guarding him. If Aaron Gordon is not there, then I believe they could come back. As long as Aaron Gordon is alive, Jimmy's not doing anything.
he has a live like the
He's
only
not because all this pump fake. Listen, Aaron could jump. Remember, Aaron was the one of the better slam dunks guys. So Aaron could guard. Aaron could. He's quick. He could stick with him. Even Sterling Brown has good success with Jimmy. So
the only way for for the Heat to win is for Gordon to get kidnapped.
that's the only way. That's the only way. In a lot of ways, he probably should get the MVP.
It's like they
Jokic.
like a bunch of like Haitians is like we need y'all to kidnap Gordon.
Aaron Gordon, man, you need to kidnap that guy, man. He's making it hard for y'all to score.
It's like, come on, man. The Heat needs their fourth ring. Come on, needs a fourth championship.
Aaron Gordon, man. That's
Yeah.
it. Everybody was like, yeah, Jimmy's going to go. I was like, Aaron Gordon. And I said it too. I said on the 3-Man Weave website, shout out to them. But I said that Aaron Gordon was going to be key. And I said, close out the 3-point LA Fitness guys. Close out and have Aaron Gordon on Jimmy and dare Jimmy to score. If Jimmy could beat me scoring 50 points over Aaron Gordon and probably get me 7 or 8 threes, something I've never seen from Jimmy before, you tip your hat to Jimmy and say good game. And you do it again the next game. But I knew Jimmy wasn't going to do that. I knew it was a simple adjustment. They were just Denver. The game they lost, Aaron Gordon didn't fight hard enough on the screens to guard Jimmy, so Jimmy went after poor Caldwell Pope and Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
That's not working anymore, man. They caught on to that. I'm telling you, they caught on to that.
After that first loss, they're like, we ain't gonna let that shit slide.
Yeah, man. Like that's over. You can't do that. You can't go Jimmy. Jimmy goes like this and then goes underneath their arms and gets the foul. No, man, that's over. You got figured out. That's what Budenholzer should have done. He should have put Giannis on Jimmy. Not
Yeah,
not a you can't put a point guard on Jimmy. I don't care how good of a defender Drew Holiday is. You can't do that.
yeah.
So but that's pretty much it, man. But I did want to talk about something. Yeah, but
Speaking
something
of,
on a side note. But we're going to talk about that. We'll talk about that on next segment. We're going to take a break right now. We'll be back.